Boating can be fun. We like to get out there and have a good time, but it can also be stressful, causing us to make some poor decisions. Welcome back, guys. It is your boy Broncos Guru, and it is this week's episode of Boating News of the Week. Our first boater this week is going to show us what it's like to sink all the toys. This guy has taken the internet by storm here, where you're going to see he has not only sunk his $300,000 plus Pavati wake boat, also his Jeep Wrangler and his Ford Raptor all at the same time. This is like an insurance company's nightmare right here. We are still waiting on the exact details of what all went down here, but the beginning of this story starts that the Pavati wake boat started to sink, and my man decided he was going to run out there with his Raptor and his Wrangler and see if he could save the vessel. Apparently, according to the local reports, my man's got an arsenal of toys at his lake house, and the only way this could have been any better is if he would have pulled his helicopter out of the hangar and went and tried to save the boat with that and sunk it as well. Our next item to make boating news of the week is when the Coast Guard gets a 10-pack. This is the scene from Traverse Bay, Michigan, where the Coast Guard received a call that a 30-foot vessel with 10 people on board had begun to take on water. About 20 minutes later, the Coast Guard showed up, and with the help of a Good Samaritan vessel, they were able to get people off of this boat. Within minutes of the Coast Guard showing up, though, the vessel did begin to sink rapidly, forcing several of the 10 members that were on board into the chilly waters of the bay. Fortunately, nobody was hurt, but the Coast Guard uses this as a reminder to make sure to check all your safety equipment before you go out this summer, and also make sure to check everything's working on your vessel, such as bilge pumps and things like that. Nothing like a good Father's Day fishing trip to brighten up the day, but that went wrong for a couple people in Barnegat Bay, New Jersey this week. Two people were aboard this vessel as they went on a fishing trip on Father's Day when a fire broke out. The fire started in the engine compartment, but the actual cause at this point in time is still unknown. Fortunately for these guys, they were able to get off the vessel, and there were several vessels close by that could help assist them, and nobody was injured. The boat was eventually secured by the Coast Guard and fire services, and the flames were put out. Our next incident to make the boating news of the week is going to show us what it's like when the Coast Guard has a rocky rescue. This is the scene at Cape Flattery, Washington, where 4 people called into the Coast Guard that their boat had become disabled and was drifting toward the cliffs. Coast Guard responded around 10:30 p.m. and decided the vessel was too close to the rocks for them to be able to salvage the boat. So just before the boat capsized into the rocks, the 4 crew members decided they were going to climb up these cliffs where the Coast Guard was able to pull them to safety. This one still dumbfounds me a little bit though, as I'm not sure what in the world a 28-foot vessel was doing out at 10:30 at night in 6-foot seas and 20+ mile-per-hour winds. They should not have even been there. The Coast Guard definitely had a busy week this week, as this is the scene in the Mississippi River Gulf outlet near New Orleans, Louisiana. Here, 3 men had to be rescued as they ran their flats boat hard into the marsh and were unable to get it out, and they also were unable to successfully reach shore. The Coast Guard wound up pulling these 3 men from the vessel and airlifted them back to safety. Once again, a busy week for these guys. Thanks for watching the boating news of the week. If you guys ever see anything crazy happening on your waterways, be sure to hit me up on Facebook or Instagram and let me know, and you might see your story over here as well. And if you haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on that subscribe button. If not, I'm coming to steal your drain plug.